suit. "Ça va," he said as he sat down on the bench. Despite the chill of the night, his riding outfit was damp with sweat. The man in the suit shrugged. "Ça ne fait rien," he replied, taking another drag on the cigarette. "What's with the scooter?" the biker continued in French, shrugging off his mud-splattered backpack. "It's for my kid." "I didn't know you were married." "Who says I am?" "Serves me right for asking," the biker said, laughing. The man in the suit flicked his cigarette into the river. "How did it go?" "A lot worse than your guy made it sound. I figured it would be some remote, empty park. Putain de merde. It was wedged right between Gare Montparnasse and the Catacombes." The man in the suit shrugged again. "You know Paris." "Yeah, but it's not exactly the kind of thing you usually see." They stopped talking and gazed out over the river while a couple strolled by arm in arm, paying them no attention. Then the man in the suit spoke again. "But it was deserted, right?" "Yes, I got lucky with the actual site, right up against the Rue Froidevaux wall. Any farther in and I would have been visible from the apartment building across the street." "Was it hard work?" "Not really, except for having to keep quiet the whole time. And yesterday's goddamn rain. Look." He pointed to his running shoes, which were even more soiled than the backpack. "Quel dommage. Thanks a lot." The man in the suit glanced up and down the walkway. Nobody but the two lovebirds, now dwindling into the distance. "Let's have a look." The other grabbed his backpack and unzipped it, revealing additional mud and something covered in layers of plastic tarp, bubble wrap, and soft chamois cloth. A nasty smell arose. The suited man took out a pen light and carefully examined what lay within. Then he gave a grunt of approval. "Well done," he said. "How long did it take you to bike over here?" "About 10 minutes, using back streets." "Well, we'd better not hang around longer than necessary." The man leaned over and unsnapped the leather bag between his knees. The top sagged open, and something inside gleamed briefly in the indirect light. "What's that?" the biker asked, peering. "I don't take plastic or precious metals." "Nothing. Your money's here." He patted the breast of his suit jacket. The cyclist waited as his companion reached into his suit pocket. Then the man, hand still in his pocket, glanced up sharply. "Hold it a minute," he said in a whisper, leaning in close. "Someone's coming." Instinctively, the cyclist leaned in too. His companion put a hand on the man's shoulder, signaling intimacy while also helping conceal their faces from the passing pedestrian. Except there was no pedestrian. The walkway was empty. His other hand came out of the suit jacket holding a Spyderco Matriarch II, a tactical knife whose thin, reverse S edge was designed for one purpose only. The Emerson wave feature built into its spine meant the blade was already locked open by the time the knife was out of the jacket. The weapon was little more than a black blur as the blade slid between the second and third ribs, its edge going deeper as it traveled, severing the major arteries above the heart before it slipped back out again. The suited man quickly wiped the blade on the biker's trunks and returned it to his pocket in a smooth gesture. It all took no more than 2 seconds. The biker remained motionless in a combination of surprise and shock. Although his thoracic cavity was already filling with blood, the wound itself was so small that very little was dribbling from the rent in his jersey. Meanwhile, the other reached into his Gladstone bag and removed a heavy length of steel chain and a padlock. The rest of the bag was empty, save for a padded rubber and latex liner. Standing and making sure no one had come into view, he grabbed the steel scooter, folded it, pressed it against the biker's chest, then wrapped the biker's unprotesting arms around it and fixed them in place with the chain. He pulled the ends of the wrapped chain tight and padlocked them together. After one more glance along the walkway and across the river, he pulled the cyclist up and dragged him into the darkness beneath the bridge, to the edge of the water. Heaving the man's legs over the curb, he released his grip and let the body slide gently into the river. Another 10 seconds had passed.